If you keep doing what you've always done, you'll keep getting what you've always got. This statement might sting, yet it represents a stark reality that the vast majority of people consistently overlook. How many times have you found yourself questioning why money seems to slip through your fingers, no matter how hard you grip it? Why does it feel like, even after diligently working long hours, your expenses inexplicably multiply while your bank balance steadily dwindles? Perhaps you were simply taught the wrong lessons. You were educated on how to work tirelessly, but never truly shown the path to building substantial wealth. You were conditioned to follow instructions and obey, rather than to foster innovation and create value. Today, you are poised to uncover precisely why overcoming debt and initiating a journey towards consistent profit isn't a matter of mere chance or good fortune, but rather a direct outcome of sound strategy, an empowered mindset, and resolute decision-making. By the culmination of this video presentation, you will come to a profound understanding that true financial liberation originates long before any funds actually enter your account. It truly begins with the fundamental way you perceive and process the world around you. A significant portion of the population firmly believes that money is a direct and proportional result of individual effort. They are convinced that if you simply toil hard enough, eventually, sooner or later, your perseverance will be duly rewarded. However, this constitutes one of the most pervasive falsehoods ever propagated. The truth is, money does not respond to sheer effort. It unequivocally responds to well-executed strategy. This is precisely the reason why countless individuals find themselves perpetually exhausted, deeply frustrated, and perpetually trapped in the cycle of debt, while a select minority appears to prosper with apparent ease, often without exerting nearly as much visible effort as everyone else. The underlying reality is that an invisible game is constantly being played. It's a game known to only a privileged few, a game that ultimately dictates who advances forward and who remains ensnared in the very same position. While some tirelessly chase after bills and expenses, others have mastered the art of making money actively pursue them. It's a difficult truth to confront, but the prevailing system was deliberately designed to keep you ceaselessly occupied, not to genuinely set you free. Your schooling instructed you to study diligently with the singular goal of securing a respectable job. That very job then taught you to conform and obey in order to earn a steady paycheck. And that paycheck, in turn, merely taught you how to survive, not how to truly thrive and flourish. No one ever took the time to explain to you how money genuinely multiplies itself, how it flows and circulates, or how it ultimately creates lasting freedom. The undeniable truth is that those who truly comprehend the fundamental rules of this unseen game appear to inhabit an entirely different realm, a world where time itself becomes an ally, working consistently for them rather than against them. Mark Tilbury began his journey much like the majority of individuals, without a college degree, without any inherited wealth, and completely devoid of influential contacts. He spent his days laboring in a warehouse, mending old bicycles and selling whatever he could salvage just to make ends meet. However, one pivotal day, he experienced a realization that would fundamentally alter his entire perspective. He observed that while he dedicated his entire day to work, his employer continued to generate income even when he wasn't physically present. This seemingly straightforward observation led him to a profound understanding. The critical difference lay not in the sheer volume of effort, but in the underlying structure of their respective endeavors. He was actively trading his time for money, whereas his boss had successfully implemented systems that made money actively work for him. This represents the first monumental shift in mindset. Anyone who relies solely on exchanging their own finite time for money will never genuinely achieve true freedom. This is because time is an inherently limited resource, whereas the potential for money generation is not. Tilbury made a conscious decision that, from that moment forward, every single dollar he earned would need to function as a diligent soldier. A soldier that would venture out into the battlefield of the market and return with an entire brigade of additional soldiers. It was through this transformative perspective that he embarked upon his comprehensive study of assets and liabilities. And here lies the crucial insight that the majority of people have never truly grasped. Assets are entities that consistently put money into your pocket, while liabilities are those that perpetually extract money from it. This concept might appear incredibly obvious at first glance, but take a moment to observe your surroundings. How many individuals do you personally know who have willingly plunged themselves into debt to acquire a brand new car, to finance a larger home, to upgrade their mobile phone, or simply to display a veneer of elevated status? These individuals genuinely believe they are making significant progress, when in actuality, they are steadily drowning themselves in liabilities cleverly disguised as accomplishments. Consider this scenario carefully. When you purchase a vehicle using financing, it immediately begins to depreciate in value the very moment it leaves the dealership lot. The ongoing expenses for fuel, insurance premiums, and regular maintenance, all of these systematically drain money from your pocket. This unequivocally constitutes a liability. However, if you acquire that same vehicle for the express purpose of operating a transportation service, thereby generating a consistent stream of revenue, and the resulting profit not only covers all associated costs, but also yields a surplus, then that very same vehicle transforms into a valuable asset. The fundamental distinction is not inherent in the object itself, but rather in its intended purpose. And this precise understanding is what definitively separates those who steadily build wealth from those who find themselves sinking deeper into financial distress. Tilbury keenly observed that truly wealthy individuals engage in an entirely different financial game. They do not acquire possessions simply to project an image of affluence. Instead, they strategically invest in things that actively produce and generate additional wealth. When he purchased his first property, his intention was not to reside in it himself. His strategy was to rent it out. While his friends were allocating their monthly salaries towards loan installments, he was consistently receiving rental income each and every month that comfortably covered his property payments and still generated a healthy profit. It may have seemed like a modest sum at the time, but it marked the true genesis of his financial freedom. The income stream, though initially small, was remarkably consistent. It was the initial trickle of a river that would eventually grow into an abundant and powerful current. And this critical realization leads us directly to a probing question that very few people ever bother to ask themselves. What valuable possessions do you currently own today that are actively generating income for you even while you are asleep? Because if your honest answer to that question is absolutely nothing, then you are still, regrettably, ensnared in the incorrect financial game. And it's important to acknowledge that this isn't necessarily your fault. The prevailing system has, in fact, meticulously conditioned you for precisely this outcome. It actively encourages you to consume, rather than to construct and build. It wants you to expend your resources, not to multiply them. It wants you to labor diligently for countless decades, all the while deluding yourself into believing that mere stability equates to genuine freedom, when, in the stark light of reality, it often serves as a cleverly disguised prison of perceived security. A comprehensive study conducted by the American Psychological Association reveals that a staggering 72% of individuals experience constant and pervasive stress directly related to their financial situation. The majority of these people are not stressed because they earn an insufficient amount of money, but rather because they fundamentally fail to comprehend the natural flow and movement of money itself. They remain oblivious to where their money is actually going, nor do they possess the knowledge of how to effectively make it return to them. And this profound lack of emotional and practical control over their finances inevitably engenders a relentless cycle of anxiety and accumulating debt that appears to have no discernible end. How many times have you witnessed someone receive a significant pay raise only to find them, within a mere few months, once again feeling as though their money is simply not enough? This recurring phenomenon occurs because the root issue was never truly the size of their salary, but rather their ingrained mental model concerning money. Genuine financial freedom commences the moment you truly grasp that money is fundamentally a powerful tool, not an ultimate destination in itself. And just like any other potent instrument, it absolutely must be wielded with intelligence and deliberate wisdom. Wealthy individuals consistently treat money as an untiring worker, a loyal employee that never clocks out. They purposefully deploy it to produce, to generate ever-increasing value, and to ceaselessly multiply. In stark contrast, those with a poverty mindset often regard money as a mere prize, something to be acquired, promptly spent, and then passively awaited until the next one arrives. And here lies arguably the most paramount detail of all. You absolutely do not require a substantial amount of capital to initiate this transformative process. All you genuinely need is a fundamental alteration in your underlying financial logic. When Tilbury made his initial modest investment, it wasn't into some grand, elaborate scheme. It was, rather, an investment in knowledge, a straightforward sales course. That educational experience taught him the invaluable skill of generating tangible value, rather than merely relying on the capriciousness of luck. He quickly realized that every single new skill he acquired became an invaluable, intangible asset. While money itself can be lost or diminished, true knowledge, once gained, cannot be taken away. It is, in fact, the foundational asset that underpins and sustains all other forms of wealth. How often have you caught yourself thinking, "If only I earned a higher income, all my financial problems would simply vanish"? But what if the actual challenge isn't about how much money comes in, but rather how much of it ultimately remains with you? And what if, instead of constantly striving to earn more, you dedicated yourself to learning how to make the money you already possess work far more effectively for you? Visualize this entire process as a strategic game. Every single financial choice you make represents a deliberate move on the intricate game board. Some of these moves will propel you closer to genuine freedom, while others will unfortunately ensnare you even more deeply within the confines of the existing cycle. The most intriguing aspect of all is that the moment you genuinely begin to adopt the mindset of an astute investor, opportunities will miraculously begin to reveal themselves in places where you previously only perceived insurmountable obstacles. A neighbor expressing a desire to sell a plot of land could potentially mark the inception of a new income stream. A beloved personal hobby might transform into a consistent source of profit. A seemingly simple idea could evolve into a valuable digital asset. This isn't about possessing extraordinary genius. It is fundamentally about keen observation combined with strategic and decisive action. And perhaps the most agonizing realization in all of this is coming to terms with the fact that, for countless years, you were meticulously taught to play the entirely wrong game. Simply working harder will not lead you to victory. It will merely exhaust you at a faster pace. What truly enables you to triumph is a profound understanding of how the game itself fundamentally operates. And this particular game isn't merely about acquiring money. It is fundamentally about making that money diligently work on your behalf. Therefore, before you find yourself lamenting the size of your paycheck, take a moment to honestly ask yourself, what tangible assets are you actively building and nurturing today? Because ultimately, what truly distinguishes those who consistently prosper from those who remain entangled in the chains of debt is neither sheer luck nor innate talent. It is, unequivocally, a heightened level of consciousness. The profound awareness that while some individuals lavishly spend to merely appear wealthy, others are diligently and silently constructing true, lasting wealth behind the scenes. And once you finally achieve this crucial insight, you will never again be content to play the same limiting game. There arrives a definitive juncture in life when an individual recognizes with absolute clarity that simply dedicating more hours to work provides no genuine solution. It's akin to running tirelessly on a treadmill. You exert immense effort, perspire profusely, and wear yourself out, yet you perpetually remain in precisely the same spot. And the most painful aspect of this realization is acknowledging that even when you significantly increase your pace and intensity, the ultimate outcome remains stubbornly unchanged. The undeniable truth is that no one ever attains authentic financial freedom by merely trading their finite time for money. This is due to the inherent limitation of time. Each day contains only 24 hours. The human body inevitably grows weary, and life, unforgivingly, does not wait. Real sustainable wealth truly begins to flow when you profoundly understand the imperative to establish robust systems that diligently work on your behalf, independent of your direct, hour-by-hour input. This is the very essence of how true multiplication is born. The vast majority of people possess only a solitary source of income, a single job, a singular paycheck, essentially just one faucet open and flowing. But what happens if that sole faucet abruptly runs dry? What dire consequences unfold when the company you work for suddenly closes its doors, or your entire industry undergoes a radical transformation, or a global crisis unexpectedly materializes out of nowhere, as we have, regrettably, witnessed on countless occasions? The answer is both straightforward and brutally harsh. Your entire financial castle crumbles. And this catastrophic collapse occurs because the very foundation upon which it rests is inherently fragile. Relying exclusively on a single stream of income is precisely analogous to constructing an entire dwelling supported by nothing more than one solitary column. Sooner or later, inevitably, it will come crashing down. Mark Tilbury grasped this profound principle early in his journey. He insightfully realized that the true secret to enduring prosperity was not merely about earning a larger salary from a singular job, but rather about strategically multiplying his avenues for income generation. Each additional source of revenue he meticulously created was akin to deliberately opening another distinct faucet. This might include establishing a small enterprise, making astute investments in stocks, acquiring a property for rental income, or even developing an online channel. Considered in isolation, each of these individual income streams might have appeared rather modest, perhaps even almost insignificant. However, when combined, they collectively transformed into a powerful, constant river, continuously flowing and accumulating even when he was sound asleep. This, unequivocally, is the immense power inherent in cultivating multiple streams of income. But here lies the most fascinating and perhaps counterintuitive part. In order to successfully forge these new income streams, he first had to profoundly alter his fundamental way of thinking. Tilbury eloquently states that true freedom doesn't spontaneously emerge from a bulging bank account. Instead, it blossoms from a mindset that deeply comprehends that every single dollar earned functions as a potent seed. A seed that, when wisely planted and carefully nurtured, will undeniably grow and yield abundant fruit. Regrettably, the vast majority of people, upon receiving any additional funds, impulsively spend it almost immediately. This is driven by the ingrained urge for consumption, the fleeting false sensation of instant reward. I deserve this. This particular thought pattern is often the insidious assassin of genuine financial growth. What you truly deserve is to meticulously construct something enduring that will liberate you from the persistent anxiety and fear of ever running out of money. And this transformative shift in mental perspective is firmly substantiated by scientific research. A rigorous study conducted by Stanford University demonstrated conclusively that individuals who cultivate a financial growth mindset, those who actively prioritize the creation of innovative new income streams, rather than merely focusing on stringent cost-cutting measures, enhance their net worth up to 4 times faster than those who solely concentrate on meticulously saving every single penny. This accelerated growth occurs because their primary focus shifts entirely from a limiting perspective of scarcity to an expansive one of active creation. And the human brain, when oriented towards creation, naturally begins to perceive abundant opportunities in every conceivable direction. Tilbury started out modestly, selling basic products online. Soon enough, he recognized the immense potential to monetize his knowledge. He created innovative courses and robust systems that generated passive income automatically, even when he wasn't actively involved. As he famously stated, "You create it once, and the system diligently works for you 1,000 times over." Napoleon Hill experienced something similar, though perhaps far more painfully. He lost everything he had, yet he rigorously applied his very own principles, penned the initial drafts of Think and Grow Rich, and masterfully transformed utter collapse into a genuine opportunity. The fundamental lesson here is crystal clear. Don't wait until you possess capital to start. Instead, begin to generate capital. Tilbury referred to this ingenious approach as his invisible financial army. Every single asset he meticulously created was like a dedicated soldier working tirelessly for his financial freedom. And you, too, possess this profound potential. Utilize your unique skills and talents to create additional streams of income beyond your primary job. Even something seemingly small, the deliberate act of establishing something that generates money, fundamentally shifts your mindset and perception of wealth. The core secret lies in deeply understanding that money must work for you. Tilbury frequently declared, "He who masters money masters time, and he who masters time masters life itself." Financial multiplication isn't some mystical magic. It's a precise, replicable method. Plant the seed, nurture it, and allow it to grow naturally. Each new source of income you cultivate is a precious seed of future freedom, planted with intention. The wealthy rarely utilize their own personal funds. While it might seem unfair on the surface, this is actually a profound form of financial intelligence. They strategically employ the capital, time, and intellectual property of others to dramatically accelerate their outcomes and achievements. Tilbury meticulously learned the crucial distinction between debt and leverage. Debt extracts money from your pocket. Leverage, conversely, puts money into your pocket, enhancing your financial position. Consider this scenario. Purchasing a brand new car, financed purely for the sake of status, is unequivocally a liability. However, acquiring a pre-owned vehicle, financing it, and then deploying it to generate profit through ride-sharing services, delivery contracts, or even rental income transforms that very same asset into a wealth-generating powerhouse. It's not merely what you acquire, it's crucially what that acquisition generates for you week after week. Tilbury applied this exact principle within the robust real estate market. He financed properties, leased them out to tenants, and then strategically utilized the consistent rental income to service and ultimately pay off the underlying mortgage debt. The tenant effectively covered the mortgage payments, the property appreciated significantly in value over time, and he built substantial equity and wealth without directly spending a single dollar from his own pocket. Great names throughout history have employed similar tactics. Elon Musk took out substantial loans and divested personal properties to dramatically accelerate Tesla's growth trajectory. Walt Disney famously mortgaged his personal home to secure the necessary funding for the initial development of Disneyland Park. Credit, when employed with meticulous strategy, exponentially multiplies the scope and scale of what you are capable of building and achieving. The inherent challenge is that we have historically been conditioned to view credit as an adversary, something to be avoided at all costs. The vast majority of individuals accumulate debt due to impulsive, emotional consumption, while only a select few strategically leverage credit to generate further income or to facilitate meaningful investments. Tilbury consistently belonged to this astute minority. He began modestly, diligently studying the landscape, meticulously calculating potential risks, and expertly transforming his fears into well-orchestrated strategic action, always with a clear goal in mind. Fear, while often perceived as the greatest thief of dreams, can also serve as an invaluable compass. It points directly towards opportunities for profound growth. Tilbury consistently took action, despite his fears, launching new ventures, making significant investments, introducing innovative products. Every single terrifying step he took proved to be utterly pivotal in his journey towards ultimate freedom. Great investors follow this same fundamental principle. They don't foolishly ignore risk. Instead, they meticulously control and mitigate it, understanding its potential implications. Money is undeniably a powerful servant, yet it can become a cruel and unforgiving master. When you skillfully learn to wield it as a potent tool for expansion, particularly through the intelligent application of strategic credit, it begins to tirelessly work for you, creating more opportunities. Genuine financial freedom emerges from moving the correct pieces, at the opportune moment, with the precise resources at hand. While the majority recoil from perceived risks, those who master strategic thinking transform both fear and credit into tangible, sustainable growth, unlocking new horizons. Now, turn your thoughts inward and consider yourself. That very feeling of apprehension that surfaces when you contemplate a significant investment, a bold new business venture, or an innovative idea, is precisely the same sensation that signals you are on the precipice of profound personal and financial growth. It is precisely in that discomfort that you will discover the unparalleled opportunity to truly differentiate yourself from the crowd. And with every single step you take despite that fear, no matter how incrementally small, you incrementally build both courage and invaluable experience. An invisible, intangible asset that no amount of money can ever purchase, but one that exponentially multiplies your inherent capacity to generate substantial wealth and achieve your goals. Fear, when genuinely understood and embraced, ceases to be an adversary, and instead transforms into a powerful indicator. It vividly demonstrates that you are indeed on the correct path, that you are actively challenging your own limitations, and that you are courageously ascending steps that the vast majority of people would never even dare to attempt. Each and every time you choose to act in the presence of fear, you fundamentally redefine the boundaries of what is truly possible for both your financial and personal life, paving the way for unprecedented accomplishments. Therefore, channel that unsettling, restless energy into decisive movement. Utilize fear as your guiding compass, steadfastly following the precise direction it indicates, and with each deliberate step, observe how a series of small, accumulated actions gradually begin to forge pathways that once appeared utterly insurmountable. The moment you genuinely learn to coexist with fear, to consistently act in spite of its presence, and to firmly lean upon your inner courage, the profound distinction between merely surviving and truly thriving becomes undeniably clear and ultimately inevitable, transforming your entire perspective. And always remember this crucial point. Fear itself never truly vanishes, but those who master the art of dancing with it experience exponential growth. The more frequently you take action despite feeling afraid, the more its grip diminishes, and the closer you inevitably draw to constructing the very financial life that, until now, may have seemed impossibly distant or utterly out of reach. At its core, fear is merely an intrinsic signal that you are poised for a significant transformation, a powerful personal metamorphosis. The single most vital point you must internalize is that escaping the shackles of debt and beginning to consistently generate profit hinges entirely upon conscious decision, astute strategy, and unwavering action, never on mere chance or luck. Every intentional step you take towards establishing novel income streams, deploying money with profound intelligence, and directly confronting your fears represents a tangible and significant advance towards your ultimate financial liberation, building momentum for your future. If this content resonated with you and provided valuable insights, please consider subscribing to the channel, hitting the notification bell, and giving this video a like so you don't miss any future uploads. I look forward to seeing you in the next one.